So how do you know whether or not you're going to get vectored onto the final approach course? Honestly, this is fairly unpredictable. We should never assume that we're going to get vectors to the final approach course. And the reason for that is if we activate vector to final on most of our avionics systems, it's just going to remove all of the fixes prior to the final approach fix. And the challenge is that air traffic control may be vectoring us for the approach, but they still may send us direct to a fix on the approach. You can kind of assume that it's a good bet that you will get vectors onto the final approach course when you're talking to an approach control facility and you're landing at a busy airport, like Rocky Mountain Metro. But we've landed at other airports like Austin Executive talking to approach control and yet joined the procedure at the initial approach fix. So this brings up the real challenge. You never know unless you specifically ask the controller whether or not you're going to get vectored onto the final approach course. And so when you set up that avionics flight plan, you want to make sure that you leave all of the fixes that are appropriate for your instrument approach procedure. Oftentimes, you're going to hear something like this. Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta, turn left heading 020, vectors for the approach. That does not mean that air traffic control is going to vector you onto the final approach course. It just simply means that they are now taking you off of your previously cleared route. Maybe you're on an arrival, or you're on an airway, or whatever route they had you on before. They're taking you off of that route, and the next thing that you're going to join is going to be the instrument approach. So they may vector you onto the final approach course, or they may send you to one of the fixes. Maybe the initial approach fix, an intermediate fix on that instrument approach.